What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games, and we have another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet news and leak update to share with you all today. And today's going to be a very special episode because potentially the next trailer for Scarlet and Violet has leaked, and we're going to be covering all of that information. And of course, guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like the video. I really appreciate it. Now, this Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer leak is really interesting, and there is a reason why I'm covering it. So we had a green text post before, and there's a lot of green text posts, right? However, there was one green text before that nailed the trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I think it was like the third trailer it nailed. So I think it is worth covering. And this description of the trailer sounds so milk toast overall that it's very believable to me. It's not overhyped or anything, and I can believe the runtime. So the trailer is called Have a Picnic with Your Pokemon, Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. And the trailer length is 2 minutes and 37 seconds. That is a very good trailer length for a Pokemon game. That's pretty much, I think, always a 2 to 3 minute trailer length is what I assume for Pokemon, right? So far, so good. Shows the player running near a Pokemon Center outside of an icy route. So if we look at the Pokemon map here, the icy route would probably be in the mountains on the top here, probably to be where the ice gym is, right? So that's where I'm guessing that this is probably going to be the area, potentially where the psychic gym is as well too. So it shows generic battles, the starters attacking wild Pokemon like Shroomish, Titan, and Crabrawler. So we already knew Shroomish was in the game from Breloom, and I think we already knew about Crabrawler because we have seen the evolution of that as well. More Titan action. If you forgot, Titan, brand new ice whale Pokemon. Very excited for this thing. I really think this Pokemon could be good too because it does have thick fat and slush rush, and honestly I love the design of it, so I am pretty hopeful on Titan. And then we see an NPC send a Corvus wire, which is great. More confirmation about Corviknight being in the game. Love that Pokemon. More running around, more areas, more random battles like Salandit using a fire move. I think this is exciting because I want to see more areas of the game. I mean, we've seen some areas in the open world, but I want to see more diverse areas with more Pokemon spawns as well. And I actually want to see some of the more indoor places of the different cities and towns too, because there's a lot of towns on this map, and we really have only seen like a couple of places. So the more the better here. Then the music changes to a more upbeat and happy theme. There's a blue and white pattern blanket on the floor on the grass. The player's Pokemon gets sent out and stand or on top of the blanket. So this is the Pokemon picnic mechanic. This has leaked a while back, and we actually already know what this mechanic does. Essentially, we can feed Pokemon here. We can heal them. We can feel status effects. We can actually also use this mechanic to get eggs from Pokemon. They haven't really detailed how exactly breeding is going to work, but we do know there is no daycare. So this is going to replace the daycare. It is a moving daycare, which is really nice. I wonder how breeding is going to work if you need two like Pokemon in your party still, or if a Pokemon will just randomly pop out an egg by itself. Still don't really know. Don't really know if the Masuda method will even be a thing, but I imagine it will be. But these are a lot of questions we have considering we've always been daycare hatching, right? It shows some mini games where you wash off some dirt on your Pokemon, remove status effects like burn or paralysis. So mini games are fun. Hopefully they're not annoying, but hey, I think it'll be novelty for our first couple of weeks in the game. Cyclozar gets healed from paralysis, which I think is pretty funny. Personally, Cyclozar has the ability Shed Skin. It's like the one of the few Pokemon you don't actually need to remove its status effect from because the ability will naturally remove it itself. So I think that's a little funny, quirky thing they put in the trailer. Titan got his burn heal. That's cool. So Titan has something to give you. You attained an egg. The egg was placed in an incubator. So this is a really loaded sentence right here, right? So Titan just gave us an egg. There's no confirmation of two Titan. So I'm sort of thinking, is it just one Titan just gave you an egg? And then an incubator. So if you have played Pokemon Go, there is a whole incubator thing that you can go to. You usually hold like 9 incubators. I wonder if it's going to be the same thing in Scarlet and Violet, where you're going to have to purchase in-game. I wouldn't say with real money, but maybe like with actual in-game money, where you can buy incubators and hatch eggs. And there's a limit, you know, to how many times you can use the incubator. Probably have one incubator that doesn't break. I sort of have a feeling it's going to be a very Pokemon Go mechanic. We don't know how they actually hatch. Considering Pokemon Go, you actually have to hatch by moving, and the leaks were saying that it seems to be a time thing, so you may have to wait a few hours for your eggs to hatch. However, if it is a time thing, I don't think that's bad because if you can modify the time on your Switch clock, like you were able to do in Sword and Shield to change like max raids, the Pokemon in them, then it doesn't matter. Then you can instantly hatch eggs. So this actually may be an incredible feature. So I hope it is like that, because then we can be popping off eggs and shiny hunting is gonna be even better than before, right? Then the player spoke to the Titan after healing it and it gave it an egg. So maybe healing will have to do something with making eggs, or maybe there's like a happiness thing for making an egg from a Pokemon. I think they're completely revamping the system, so we got to wait and see more about it. So we also see a scene of the egg hatching, and the pre-evolution to the Titan was shown, which is not a surprise. This was actually leaked. We already knew from Riddler Coup that Titan was the final form of a 2-stage Pokemon. So it's going to be still an ice type, some sort of smaller whale-like Pokemon. Very interested to see. We actually also learned that Titan and its pre-evolution is a family member of the Welmer line. They're actually Welmers that eventually went onto the land, and then they became ice type. And then the music changes to something more intense and shows the ironclad Titan Pokemon, Mechmaton. And Mechmaton is a brand new Titan. So we saw in the previous trailer the Cloth, the Stony Cliff Titan. And now we have the Ironclad Titan. So we have 2 of the 5 Titans now. And looking at this map right here, we can actually see the types of all 5 of them. So we have Rock and Steel now confirmed. Dragon, Ground, and Flying are the last 3. And you see Cloth is to the right here. And further north from Cloth is where the Steel type worm is going to be. So I'm very excited for this. That's another confirmation if this is legit. And I do believe the name, personally, I think it is a very legitimate Pokemon name. Mechmaton is the iron worm, and you can see it wiggle around on the ground, and it calls other small ones. So we get a brief little battle with it. Probably get to see how massive it is, which is pretty cool. So now we actually get to see finally our very first Pokemon evolution of a previous Pokemon. We finally see Primeape's evolution, but there is no name given. It's just a very brief, like how Cerulege was shown in the last trailer. So we're going to see probably a close-up of it, but nothing too deep. I bet the website will give us more information. And if you didn't know, we actually already knew about the typing of Primeape. It is going to be fighting and ghost. Lastly, the music changes once more and shows a bunch of fog with a lot of yellow sparkles flying across the place. The first cry is a slower and more intense version of DONPHAN's cry. The second cry sounded a little like DONPHAN, but much more different. And then the trailer ends. So that is our full trailer. I want to say this. I'm a little bit suspect of this, right? Because this is using the leaked information right here to confirm we're going to get the Paradox DONPHANs. And I do believe we are getting Scarlet and Violet exclusive DONPHANs, right? However, how would you know about DONPHAN's cry is my only suspicious thing. I mean, maybe the person knows their cries really well, but a modified version of a Pokemon's cry, I mean, unless it's really that similar, then who knows? But I don't know. It's a little bit suspicious. Maybe someone who just was reading the leaks like I am wrote this thing. So, you know, grain of salt out there. This was probably the one red flag for me, because I don't know how you would just know that off the top of your head. And if all that was legit, then we know the typings of the Paradox DONPHANs, and they may not tell us in the trailer because, you know, it is similar to sort of like a legendary Pokemon, because Paradox forms are final forms of Pokemon, like the Jigglypuff. It is a final form. It won't evolve, but it will have stats like an Ultra Beast, essentially. So going up to that like 600 BSD. So they are like legendary Pokemon, and they all share a similar stat buffing ability too. So these are all the types that were confirmed so far. And we also have all the new evolutions. So this is where we're getting the Fighting Ghost evolution for Primeape as well. All the regional forms and all the convergent species. So the Scarlet DONPHAN is going to be fighting in ground, which is fantastic. This is the best attacking type combo in the game, and having dual stab on that is going to be gnarly. And then for Pokemon Violet, we have DONPHAN that is ground and electric. And since this is a Titan Paradox Pokemon, this is going to be the last Titan we fight. So we noted that there was a Rock and Steel, as we officially confirmed right now. And then there is a Crane, which is going to be the flying one. There's a Dragon, that's the Sushi Dragon. The last Titan is going to be one of the DONPHANs based on your version, because they still are both ground types. Honestly, the Violet one seems pretty cool too. I think ground and electric is going to be really solid typing as well. But offensively, the Scarlet one is going to be much better. But I still think defensively, the DONPHAN and Violet is going to be way better. So both of them are winners in my book. I hope the designs are really sick for both of them, because they both deserve it. Well, guys, that is the latest Pokemon Scarlet and Violet leaked trailer. Hopefully it all comes true. Hopefully you see this before the trailer actually comes out. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe, Catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a great one.